Greetings, I am Maleficious, and I'm back with more of Shenzhen IO. Now, last time, I was only able to come up with one solution from the previous session. And once again, I only have one solution to puzzles in the previous session. I do have some tea tonight. I'm actually drinking Coconut Zinger from Celestial Seasonings, which is interesting because apparently it's blended exclusively for Sprouts Supermarket. Anyway. This may need a little more time to steep. So, yeah, the solution. I actually was able to come up with a solution for the traffic signal puzzle. So, let me show you what I've got. So as you can see, I no longer have a DX300, mostly because, well, I couldn't make it work. I couldn't fit in enough microcontrollers in order to get it used correctly. But yeah, for this puzzle, I went back to the Shenzhen IO subreddit, mostly for inspiration, and I saw that some other people have said that they've done it in using just two MC6000s. One person said they did it with just an MC6000 and an MC4000. But, well, I don't see how to do that. I've ended up using 4 MC6000s. And, well, here's how it works. So this one first tests if the emergency is on. If it is, I move a -1 into the loop, and I move a 0 into the DAT registry here, and I move, oh yeah, and if it's not, then I move the DAT registry into here. Then I start a loop, I sleep until I receive data from here, I test equal if the accumulator, or I move it into the accumulator, and I test equal if it's -1, which means we're in an emergency state, because whatever value I send out should go through the entirety of the loop and back into this controller. So if it is exactly -1, I move a 0 into the accumulator in order to reset it. Then I test if the accumulator is less than the data registry. And there's only one case where this should happen. If we're switching over from phase 2 into phase 0, then this will happen. So if that happens, then I move the accumulator to X0, and then I move the accumulator to that. Yeah, because then the accumulator is 0, and that is 2. So I overwrite the 2 with 0, and I jump back to the loop and wait for sleep. But if it's not less, then I move the accumulator to the DAT, so I override whatever was here. And then I set this to sleep. Now this first one, it's hooked up to the phase 0 timer. And so, this is neat. I typed in move X1 DAT. So, this thing will wait until it gets something coming in over the XBus port. So, I don't exactly need a sleep X, although I did put one in here at the end because I kind of need it. So then I run test equal DAT 0. If it is, I move, or rather if it's not, I move 0 to the accumulator, because that resets the timer. I move 0 to P1, so I shut off light 0. I move DAT to X3, and then I jump to the end. So if it's not 0, if we're not in phase 0, I just pass it on to the next. I shut off the light and pass it on to the next one. So this works if we're in an emergency state. But if it is exactly 0, then I test less than accumulator X0. So I'm keeping count of how long the phase has lasted. And if it is, I move 100 to P1, add 1, and then move the value in the data registry along X3. But, and now if the case happens that if the accumulator is greater than or equal to the accumulator, which should only happen if it's equal to the value of the accumulator, I move a value of 0 to P1, so that switches off the light, then I move a 0 to the accumulator, and I move a value of 1 along X3. So then this next controller is similar, but not quite. it's hooked up to phase 1 light and light 1. And so I just, again, move x0 to that, and then I test equal if that is 1. If it's not, I move 0 out P1, I move that out x2, and I jump to the end. And I do test less than accumulator x1. If it is, move 100 out P1, and add 1, move 1 x2. And if it's not, move 0 to P1. Or rather, if it's exactly equal, then I should move 0 to P1, move 0 to the accumulator, move 2 to x2, and move 2 to the data registry. And then end sleep until it receives data from x0. And here, move whatever comes in from x3 to the data registry, test if it's equal to 2. If it's not, move 0 to P1, move 0 to the accumulator, move data registry to x0, and jump to the end. Then if it is exactly 2, test if the accumulator is less than whatever is in phase 2. If it is, add 1, move 100 P1, move 2 to x0. Pretty much the same thing as the other stuff. And if it's equal or greater than, move 0 P1, move 0 to the accumulator, move 0 to x0. So yeah, that should handle everything correctly. So let's just run the simulation. And yeah, lights go on, off in emergency case. This should oh wait, we got an issue here. Okay, what happened? Oh wait, maybe it's because the light 1 didn't reset properly? Yeah, it might be that. Okay, well, I'm going to run through this because this should have worked. Okay, advance through, changes. Advancing through. Okay, and then it's... Right, the accumulator here didn't clear when it went into an emergency state. Okay. Okay, is there a line that I could eliminate, maybe? 1x2... Okay, let's see. 0 accumulator, 0 P1, move that x3, jump end, then 100 P1, that x2, 0 P1, 0 accumulator. Okay, maybe I don't need that line. So then, if I get rid of that, then I can add a move 0 accumulator here. 0 accumulator. Okay, well, let's try that. Because everything else worked up until that one trial run. Okay. And, yeah, as usual, I've gone way over most expense. I'm using way too much power and way too many lines of code. Okay, from Carl Teskey. No yellow signal. Does that mean they're expecting robocars only? I wonder where they'd use this. From Wooly Lee. We shouldn't speculate. It's our job to provide well-engineered solutions, not play detective with the client's overall plans. Well, I've got 5 more minutes about to spend, so I guess I'll get some solitaire in and talk more about other stuff. Yeah, I completed my Caesar's Legion playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. That was interesting. Let me see a part of the game that I had not seen before. And so now I'm doing another independent run, but this time I'm playing in hardcore mode, which has proven interesting. I've had to conserve, or rather I've had to manage resources in new ways, because now ammo has some weight, which means you have to manage ammo and food a lot more things more carefully. Okay, I can move this to here. But yeah, it's proving to be a little interesting, an interesting challenge so far. Okay, okay, maybe I can get all the white dragons. Doing that. There we go. Well, that seems to have sorted it. And then if I just move that down, move that. There we go. Oh yeah. And hardcore mode puts a lot more emphasis on the survival skill, considering it changes up the game a lot. You have to, well, again, you have to conserve, but also there's significant changes, like Stimpaks can't be used to heal crippled limbs, and Stimpaks heal over time. So that makes it makes it more difficult. But having some good food helps. So having high survival skill lets you make better food. Okay, well if I move that up, move that there, move that 6 there. Okay, 3rd green dragon's there. There's an 8 here. Oh, I can move that 5. Okay, what about white dragons? There's 1 down there. Okay, if I could get that 4. So what if I move that up, that there, this up, move that, move that. Now I can clear the white dragons. If I move that over, move that, move that, and oh, I can move that there, get the green dragons, red, oh no, can't quite get the red dragons. And there we go again. Not bad. Okay. Well, it's about time, I suppose. I could start looking at the next project, which is apparently a meat-based printer. From Wu Li Li. The increase in extreme weather events across the globe has resulted in the need for innovations in food security. Recent advances in nutritional technology have allowed for a variety of meat-like products to be assembled out of a common substrate. A portable meat production station could be an effective solution in the recovery period after initial emergency supplies have been used. I've sourced some initial meat product designs that we can use to get started. From Carl Teskey. Not sure I'd put this stuff in my mouth, no matter how dire the emergency. Well, that's intriguing. Anyway, opening design.